We're getting really close to the release of The Marvels, also known as Captain Marvel 2. A movie so popular, it didn't even get its own sequel. Instead, it got an Entourage movie. I can't wait for this movie to come out because I really think it'll finally answer just how popular this character really is. A character that's never done well in the comics, at least under the Captain title. She did pretty good as Miss Marvel. But anyway, let's get into it. The Marvels. Well, is it going to defeat superhero fatigue? Well, the director thinks so because it's going to stand out as a wacky sequel. It's going to be wacky and fun. You know, what every single superhero movie tries to do. Except this one's going to be even wackier. Nobody wants. Say what you want about it. One of the reasons I liked The Batman is because it was serious. There were no stupid jokes in it. It was a pretty dark, gritty superhero movie, which fits for that character. You can't do that with everything. Like Superman, I don't want to see as a dark, gritty character, which is why I did not like Man of Steel. Actually, I didn't hate Man of Steel, but man, it's nowhere near as good as the past stuff. They really need to get that character right. But this isn't a Superman video. Let's stick to the Marvels. So this came out a while ago. This isn't new. But what's funny is now you have outlets admitting that the Marvels probably isn't going to make $1 billion. That's not going to happen. Maybe it will happen. I have my doubts that it will. One, I don't think this is going to be a movie. You've got a first time. I think the director of this movie, she hasn't really done much. And she's out here saying it's going to be some wacky movie. Nobody wants that. I think it's going to crash and burn. You've ruined most of these characters. Nick Fury is not the same character. You already kind of screwed him up in the first Captain Marvel movie. Then you bring him back finally in Secret Invasion. Nobody watched that either, by the way, really showing that they kind of maybe did do a number on him. Not a very well-received show. If you really want to see just how bad it is, go look at that scene of him making out with a Skrull. It's gross. Like, that's what you got with that. Now he's coming back to be her BFF in this movie. I just don't think it's going to fly very well. And the other two characters, as they admit in this article, Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau, both got introduced through Disney Plus shows that no one really watched. Nobody watched Miss Marvel anyway. I mean, we've got numbers for that. They tried to put this back out, by the way. So over on Disney Plus, it had pretty low ratings. I think it was the least watched show. Probably, Secret Invasion is right above it. This is still the least watched show. The second most least watched show is Secret Invasion. Miss Marvel ratings are a disaster on Disney Plus. Before we dive into what happened on ABC, Miss Marvel completely tanking shouldn't come as a surprise as the comic books don't sell. Kamala Khan isn't a likable and popular character. The video games have failed, and Miss Marvel is the least watched Marvel show on Disney Plus. To put things in perspective, the Miss Marvel Disney Plus ratings have been described as embarrassing and shocking. Grace Randolph said one of these. I remember talking about that. Loki was watched by 2.5 million households, while only 775,000 households tuned in for Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. What that means is that 1.7 million Marvel households chose not to watch Miss Marvel when they basically could have watched it for free as they were already subscribed to Disney Plus. So their big plan to make her relevant was to release it on ABC. So how did things go on ABC? Not much better. ABC aired the first 3 episodes of Miss Marvel on August 5th and the final 3 episodes on August 12th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time per the viewer numbers below. we see there was a huge dip from the first episode to the third episode airing, which means viewers turned off Miss Marvel and watched something else or had something better to do. On the first night of August 5th, Miss Marvel lost 118,000 viewers. The good news for the second airing is that 910,000 viewers tuned in to watch episode 4. However, by the end of the night, Miss Marvel had lost nearly 300,000 viewers. Do they list the numbers? Yeah, here are the numbers on ABC. So, not very good, gotta say. And you need a little bit more than that to make this a big franchise. Now, on a side note, if the movie is successful, people might go back and watch her show. But I don't think this movie is going to be successful. And they even admitted that it probably won't make $1 billion here. They think it's going to make around the same amount of money as Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Doctor Strange. And I'm not so sure about that. So let's talk about this a little bit. They're blaming superhero fatigue too, and that actually, I think, will factor into this. The Marvel's trailer and marketing materials have so far indicated that the MCU's next cinematic adventure will be packed with beautiful visuals and meaningful character moments as its three heroes learn to work together. But even if the movie is great, the odds still seem slim that it'll make $1 billion at the box office. The biggest reason is that the MCU simply isn't currently hitting on all cylinders the way it was in 2019. Captain Marvel was released amid a hot streak of MCU success stories, following up 8 Marvel movies in a row that scored in the mid-80s or higher on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a truth. That's a truthful statement. Sorry. Truthful statement right there. The MCU was doing great when Captain Marvel released. Captain Marvel was like one of the first declining moments for them. So Captain Marvel comes out sandwiched between the two most important Avengers movies of all time, Infinity War and Endgame. Infinity War came out, then it was kind of described to people that you need to see Captain Marvel to understand what's going to happen in Endgame, which was not true at all. You totally could have skipped it. But all of the movies that even came out before Infinity War, most of them are really good. In fact, I would argue all of them were at least okay. I mean, what would you pull out of there? I guess Iron Man 2, the first Ant-Man movie. I like the first Ant-Man movie, but I understand not everybody liked that one. But every movie in that lineup is pretty damn good. So, most people went into it thinking it was good, did well. The Marvels is releasing amid a much more temperate critical climate for Marvel. Despite Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 performing well and Black Panther Wakanda being generally well received, barely made any money, Black Panther. The reason Guardians of the Galaxy 3 performed well was word of mouth, because the opening weekend for that movie was very similar to Ant-Man. And a lot of us thought it wasn't going to do well. And I liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That movie did well because, well, that franchise has a lot of goodwill. All 3 of those movies are really good. And a lot of people would tell friends, yeah, I liked it. It was good. It was a good movie. Good Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Word of mouth helped that movie. Word of mouth killed Quantumania. Black Panther Wakanda Forever being generally well received. Recent projects like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Thor Love and Thunder, and Secret Invasion have perhaps left some percentage of general audiences a bit less excited about the MCU's immediate future. All of that is true. All of that is true. They've had a lot of turds. Ant-Man, Thor Love and Thunder, and Secret Invasion were all pretty dull. I did not watch Secret Invasion. I did watch Ant-Man and Thor. Ant-Man, I didn't hate it as much as most people. I liked the previous 2 much better, though. Thor Love and Thunder, not that great. The only thing that movie has going in it is at least Chris Hemsworth is kind of front and center, unlike other movies like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was more of a Wanda movie than a Doctor Strange movie. They literally turned that movie into a follow-up of WandaVision. The box office performance of the two most recent MCU sequels also indicate that the Marvels may not reach the numbers of its predecessor. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 received high critical praise on release, and similarly to the Marvels, is a sequel set in the cosmic corners of the MCU. However, despite strong word of mouth, GOTG 3 had a weaker opening weekend than GOTG Volume 2. It went on to make roughly $18 million less over its theatrical run. Quantumania fared far worse, pulling in about $146 million less than the other two movies. Additionally, The Marvels may be a slightly tougher sell to potential viewers than other recent MCU projects, as two of its 3 stars were established on Disney Plus series instead of big screen films. That's a true statement. Very true statement. While a young Monica Rambeau appeared in Captain Marvel, she didn't appear as an adult until she got her powers in WandaVision. Also, Kamala Khan only appeared in Miss Marvel. People that haven't kept up with streaming may be put off. Absolutely. This is a problem for them. Now, at the end of the day, they think this movie is going to make $750 million. I don't know. Tough to say what this movie will or won't make because, sometimes people go out for this stuff and it could still make $1 billion just out of spite. We'll see. I think it'll probably make $500 to $600 million. That's where I think it's going to land. But watch, because I said that it makes $1 billion. Just because I said that. I don't know where it'll land. I don't think it's going to do anywhere near the first movie's level of success, though. You will not see $1 billion on the Marvels. I think it's going to land between 500 and 600 million. And whether or not that's a disaster will depend on the budget. I don't know what this movie's budget is yet, and I don't know if there's really any numbers on it yet. But we'll find all of that out soon enough. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell, check out my Ramon Locals, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.